The inverted winger can be a fantastic role to use in the game, but it can also slip you up. On today's video, I'm going to share with you a few ways in which I set the inverted winger up. Let's not waste too much time. Let's get cracking with the video. Basically, an inverted winger cuts inside and looks for chances. He looks for a player overlapping. He looks for somebody in the inside making a run. He might even be looking for an advance or breaking a defensive line. These are things that we have to remember. This means that when you're using an inverted winger, you got to be careful. When you use an inverted winger, you got to think about opportunities for him to pass the ball. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you a couple of transitions. I'm going to change a tactic around, maybe roles and duties, to show you what I mean. Because sometimes you could end up playing the wrong kind of play as an inverted winger, and then the things you are expecting to see don't actually happen. Well, how I like to use the inverted winger may not be a very common way of playing it. I like to apply the stay wider instruction to an inverted winger. This allows him to hug the line and then draw players to him, thereby creating space for others. You can use this in many different ways. What we've done here is a very simple 4-3-3 with two players attacking the two defenders here. You see Insignia is holding this position. Once we get the ball, the fullback plays the ball down the channel for the inverted winger to attack. Now, once the inverted winger gets the ball, he's going to hug wide and he's going to hit in this direction. Now, as he hits in this direction, he will make a small... This is something you want to spot in your inverted wingers, which is the reason why I personally prefer to play inverted wingers who are strong with both feet. Now, if he's right-footed, he's going to turn. They normally look to use their right foot. He's looking for an player that's making a run from behind him into space, so you can see where the ball is going. If he's told to stay wide, this is the kind of passes he'll be playing. The pass goes actually a bit haywire. It ends up with Fabian over here. Now Fabian gets the ball. This allows us to pull defenders away, creating space in and around the box for somebody to create a goal scoring chance from. So we've got a very simple 4-5-1 here. So I'm going to try and take advantage of these movements. We have a few problems though. First, we've got a wing back who loves to hug the line. Then we've got a CM on attack. I want him to attack this way. The problem becomes this role. What are we going to do with this role? Well, we could ask him to become an inverted wing back. Since we've already told him to stay wide, this shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I'm going to tell him to be an inverted wing back on attack, following the CM on attack. Essentially, what I've really done is I've created two roles that are going to work together. They're going to push up. There's a slight problem in terms of the likelihood that we might have to defend this place a bit more. But I'm also going to tell this player to do is hold his position now. So instead of going down the flanks, he holds his position here. So he's looking to make all those kind of passes towards this area, but we've also got two other players coming in beside him to give him support. We've got our inverted wing back, our winger now. They're stretching the opposition. As you can see, when he gets the ball again, what I'm more worried about are these two roles clashing. Right? We've got a CM on attack. I'm not too worried about this player because once he gets the ball, he's just going to launch into the box. We've got the inverted wing back perfectly positioned. We've got the inverted winger, and now the CM on attack makes this darting run up the pitch. So any one of these players, 1, 2, could actually look for the players making those kind of runs. He turns inside, he gives it to the inverted winger. The inverted winger plays it back to the goalkeeper. He goes back out wide to hug the line once again. I don't think you can see this. So at this point, after he plays the ball back to the goalkeeper, he progressively goes towards the line. He's staying wide. He's hugging the space. As you can see, the inverted wing back now sits in this position. We pull this defense apart. We've got a CM on attack in a perfect position to receive the ball in case. Yes, he does. He turns. We give it to this player. If he had a long shot on him, he might try it. Or no, he lays it off for the other inverted wingback. We've got a really nice attacking pattern going on over there. It might be a bit too aggressive with the CM on attack, but you can see what I mean when I talk about how you can use his movement looking for other players to your advantage. What we have here is Insignia. He's got a predominantly right foot and a reasonably strong left foot. What happens if we put a player who's got a predominantly strong left foot? We'll do that right now. This is the reason why Politano is still on the pitch. So we got this play here, Politano. If you play him on the left flank, he's better off we use him as a regular winger. And then if we play him on the right flank, we can use him as an inverted winger or inside forward. That's because he uses his left foot predominantly. And we can see that if we put him in either position, he's got crossing, dribbling. His agility is pretty good. His balance is not too bad. He's pretty strong in terms of composure. He doesn't lose his cool. Like if he's under pressure, he's got flair, which tells us that this is a player that might do the unpredictable. He's got passing, vision, and good decisions. Once again, we're looking for the movement of these two players, Politano and Mario Rui. Let's see what happens. Now, we've got the ball in transition. We're trying to move the ball quickly from back to front. Now, this is Politano. Now he's playing as an inverted winger. We've got the inverted wing back. This is what we like to call an AI-generated counter-attack, because you can see all of them moving as a pack. When that happens, it's generally everybody's got the highest mentality possible. They want to do things very quickly, and he's going with his left foot. The very first thing he does is he tries to cross the ball. Instead of checking inside and using his right foot, he's decided to go for the cross first. I prefer using Insignia as the inverted winger instead of Politano on the left side, because simply put, Insignia is going to use his right foot. That's this predominantly stronger foot, and he's also strong with his left foot. Now Politano, he's predominantly left-footed. Now what this means is sometimes when they get the ball, this is what they do. Now look at what Politano is about to do. He's going to receive the ball from Mario Rui, and he's not under any pressure, but he decides to turn away from this player. Here, Politano has lost the ball. You should even take notice of small little movement patterns like this. Here, Mario Rui is going to take a throw. And our inverted winger here, who's stronger on the left foot, is about to receive the ball. He takes it. Now, he turns to the left and then plays a simple ball into the area. An inverted winger with a stronger predominant right foot might have gone inside. Now, this is probably due to several things, because he's got he doesn't have a strong right foot, so he's made the decision to use his left foot more than his right foot. This is something that you need to bear in mind when you play the game. Fabian out to Mario Rui, goes to Zielinski. He's playing a CM on attack. He plays it to Politano. Again, he uses his left foot. Instead of checking inside and looking for a run using his right foot to curl the ball or to bend it into the area, he's opted to give the ball away again. It's not ideal. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch those two players back. So it's the second half. We've moved Insignia here and asked him to be the inverted winger. We've put Osimhen as the pressing forward, and Politano is the advanced forward naturally. I mean, I think Osimhen makes for a better pressing forward anyway. I mean, right now the inverted winger is on this side of the pitch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just come in up here to the options and reverse the image. When the ball is on the other side of the pitch, right, and we're trying to cross, you will notice that the inverted winger, when he's on attack, he's just going to go into the box because it makes a lot of sense. The most important thing to realize when you're using an inverted winger is understanding that player. So if you're using an inverted winger and he's got a predominantly strong right foot like Insignia, as he receives the ball, he's going to look for options inside. Look at his body shape. It's not turning to his weaker foot, right? He's not looking to use his left foot. He's looking to use his right foot. Now, whenever I create tactics with inverted wingers, I'm always trying to make sure that there are options on the inside area of the pitch for him to pass to. Either he's got attacking options, they want to attack the line, where I might even try using pass into space, like two advanced forwards in a 4-2-4. Brilliant. You just have him, you turn on pass into space or tell him to take direct passes, he just launches balls over the top. In this particular case, we've got an inverted wingback doing the natural overlap. So we get this kind of transition, which is giving us plenty of passing options in the final third. Insignia again playing the inside pass, and then the play is switched over to the other side where we have a relatively unmarked wingback on attack. He's going to drive towards the flank to give us a crossing option. So these are the things that you can do in your tactics, but it's very important to understand your options, what an inverted winger actually brings to the table. So we're going to modify this tactic now. We got two advanced forwards, we got two inverted wingers, we got a Volante on attack, a Regista, and two wingbacks on attack. Now we might as well turn this guy into an attack duty too. Player or defense, yep. And he's going to roll it out to the ball-playing defender, plays it back to the keeper. Keeper hoofs the ball up to the one pressing forward, and The advanced forward plays it to the other advanced forward, and we scored our second goal. Ouch. Yeah. It's a really cheaty way of playing the game. Yeah, it's a simple, route one football. What I'm going to do right now is something a lot more aggressive. We've been defending a lot of corners, so we're going to push these two roles high up the pitch. Inverted winger, inverted winger. Got two wing backs. I'm going to turn these two duties to attack duties first. Then I'm going to also add the underlap and the focus play. This will affect the initial positioning of this role, and it will also affect the initial positioning of these two roles. Now, there are other things you can do. You can overload the center too using an inverted wingback. So we can use an inverted wingback to push here, in which case this role might, if it already told this player to stay wider, so it shouldn't be a problem. On this side, we can also use an inverted wingback on support, and these two guys can, they will play a bit narrower, right, to flood the center. So now we've got the goalkeeper playing a long kick out. Yeah, we defend that easily. Now look at where the inverted wingbacks are. They're not too wide. Right, so we play the Osimhen. Osimhen loses the ball. Yeah, our players easily defend that. The keeper tries to find a player. Fabian plays it with the inverted winger. Look at the inverted winger. He looks inside, finds the inverted wingback, who is playing narrow instead of playing wide. We got the advanced forward. He finds the other advanced. So we got the inverted winger in this position. We got the two inverted wing backs. Now they're not really very wide, but they actually, when they come inside to receive the passes too, one over the top to the other inverted winger, but he's offside. But the movement patterns are there and they're very clear. So we're gonna keep playing this for a while. We've got this inverted wing back playing it out to the inverted winger. The inverted wing back comes inside, finds the central midfielder. They play the ball playing defender who goes back to the sweeper keeper and so plays it out to the other inverted wing back. Notice he's running on the inside. We've got an inverted winger here, right, who's been told to stay wider, but the space is now being used by the inverted wing back. So when that happens, the inverted winger will actually go in. He's not going to hug the line anymore because somebody else decided he likes to hug the line. Remember Mario Rui? He's got hugs the line as a trait. Whenever a player hugs the line as a trait, that's what they do. The trait is kicked in. So even though we are playing him as an inverted wing back, he still wants to go down the line. If he goes down the line, the inverted winger it will try and move inside. So we've lost the ball in transition, but we've got a standard defensive line. We're not playing with too much pressing intensity, so we should be able to hold our shape a bit better. So there are many ways you can set the inverted wingers up. The more important thing is the inverted wingers, when they play the ball, they're looking for players making those kind of runs. Whenever I use the inverted winger, my preferred option is to make sure I have attacking duties in front of him or beside him. But I never like to have a support duty of him, right? Like this. This is terrible because then the inverted winger and the DLF might get together, do a little dance, and then lose the ball. Because you're going to have players holding up the ball in a very dangerous position for you. This is a terrible place to lose the ball because your players are already committing themselves to an attacking transition. You lose the ball here, it's an AI-generated counter-attack against you. So you don't want to lose the ball here. So I rather reduce that risk, inverted winger, attacking duty, and roles in front that actually attack the space or attack the channels. This is important. You want to use roles that attack the channels or attack the space. There are only a few roles that will do this. The advance forward, the pressing forward and attack, the poacher, or the complete forward and attack. I will avoid the rest because the rest of the roles, they tend to hold up the ball. So, or they tend to look for other players to release the ball to. I would avoid all of them. I would just go with the simple roles that I just listed before. I'm sure that you guys have interesting ways in using the inverted winger, so I want to hear from you in the comments below. Once again, I want to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it useful, and if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Meanwhile, you guys take care of each other. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.